Now to the issue that Mr. Bailey asked me about. And this has been, quite frankly, one of the more cordial meetings that I can remember in recent times, and I hate to be the one to be a downer. And I would not be bringing this before the board and the public unless I felt it an absolute necessity. So thus these comments. Recently, the Oakland Press printed an article in which the subject matter was my upcoming resignation. I do not believe personally that matter should have risen to the level of being noteworthy, but it did. I am resigning my employment with Oakland Township in mid-September. This decision did not come easily. It was a major point of discussion with my wife, and more importantly, was the topic of lengthy and often upsetting introspection. I will not offer the various personal reasons as a point of comment. The reason for the offering of these comments this evening is to express my chagrin over the quote in the recent newspaper article submitted by the township supervisor. It is unfortunate that such a negative light has been cast upon the Board of Trustees as a whole and, by way of association, the township also as a whole. Board members will always disagree on issues, but out of respect for the process, no individual member should separate oneself from the board as that whole. The supervisor's comment was not made to restate his previous objections to my hiring, but rather, from my perspective, was clearly made to personally attack the board and to embarrass the board as a whole. He has used my very personal decision to advance his own position, which I consider a personal affront and to which I take great offense. This township has more advantages than most local governmental agencies in this state. You are financially sound. You have an educated talent base. You are well situated for someone to offer his or her services in a leadership role. However, this will not occur as long as the voice of the one outshouts the voice of the many. The comment made did nothing to bring this board together. Actually, again, from my perspective, I believe the opposite is quite now the active ingredient. There has been an obvious schism among the board for a very long time. Although my resignation was primarily for personal reasons, I thought it might create an opportunity for this board to regroup. Instead, in one sentence, offered by the one person who is considered the highest elected official in the township, that hope has been dashed. This past weekend, while back in Ohio, a car dealership owner with whom I have infrequent contact at best mentioned the dysfunction of this board. One must ask, how would this person know anything about Oakland Township? I surmise that one answer is that news travels fast, but bad news travels even faster. His words were troubling to me, even though I am a short-timer, as I listened to his perspective of the current state of this township's governmental affairs. It is obvious that the supervisor, who should be the catalyst for board regeneration, has by his comment and actions succeeded in creating a larger chasm among the board than previously existed. While my decision to leave was again a personal decision, I am disappointed, but not surprised, that the supervisor has attempted to use a very, very difficult decision for my family and for me for his personal advantage. A house divided cannot stand. A board divided cannot govern. If the supervisor cannot admit the error of his ways, fill the chasm, and become malleable in his approach to his position, he should follow my lead. To offer his resignation would be an act of service for the greater good.
You done?
Finished.
Okay. We'll proceed.